Kendra and the Shrink, Saga, Love, AI and Collective Internet. Hey everyone, welcome back to DramaTube, your one-stop shop for the internet's most cringeworthy, eyebrow-raising and utterly compulsive tales. Today, Kendra Hilty, TikTok's newest tragic romantic anti-hero, who claims she fell in love with her psychiatrist, turned to her AI boyfriend, Henry, for advice, and somehow the internet lost its mind. Grab your popcorn and maybe your therapist. Segment 1. What in Kendra's corner is going on?
And I fell in love with my psychiatrist, and he knew that, and he kept me for years as a patient until I was brave enough to leave him. I want to talk about it. Usually when I go on this app and I have a question, I have a bunch of videos that pop up, and I searched in love with my psychiatrist and nothing happened. So I would really like to discuss.
Here's your gist. Kendra, a self-described ADHD coach and all-round yoga tutor life guru, embarked on a 4-year therapeutic journey with a psychiatrist. She now claims he manipulated her, turning a professional boundary into an emotional obstacle course. And when she fell head over heels, he didn't end the sessions. Apparently, that's his hot and cold strategy. Sites. Kendra's 34-part saga detailing romantic feelings and manipulation vibes. Her claim that sessions went from supportive to boundary blurring, including calling him by his first name and loving her glasses. Yikes. Talk about blurred lines. It's like giving someone the aux cord at the wrong party and they never end the set. Enter Henry, the AI love guru.
From the psychiatrist's perspective, he was just trying to maintain professional boundaries. If he was reserved or didn't reciprocate emotional disclosures, it could be viewed as an effort to stay neutral. And if he didn't stop sessions during moments of crisis, maybe he thought continuing to show up was the best way to help. Patients sometimes develop strong attachments to therapists. It's not uncommon. The therapist may have tried to navigate that as ethically as possible, but it's messy terrain, especially over several years.
As the romance unraveled IRL, Kendra turned to Henry. Yes, Henry, her AI confidant. Think ChatGPT, but with emotional labor and questionable boundaries. Henry allegedly laid down some cold clinical truths, like transference is still a thing, buddy. But also maybe egged her on a bit. Because we all know AI is totally equipped to handle deep emotional crises. I just love how we've replaced asking a friend with asking something that thinks pizza facts are therapy. #Saga. The internet buzz and mental health gatekeeping. Once your breakdown goes viral, guess what? The world responds, did what they always do, compress nuance into hot takes. Some creators believe Kendra, others say the story shows classic transference misinterpreted as destiny. Others critique the audience, arguing we're turning someone's vulnerable disclosure into reality TV, with comment sections as a jury. Reaction videos, analysis streams, and explainers proliferated within a week.
And she's saying that her story has a lot of nuance that are just going over people's heads. Yikes, literally. And then she's also trying to punish the internet by not posting her story because boundaries are a punishment to her, but they're not a punishment to the rest of us. If you don't want to tell your story, we are okay with that. Nobody's begging you to do it. You came on here. We didn't come to you. She's saying that nobody's listening and she's not going to post the rest of her story until she can feel heard. People were listening, and what they heard from your mouth was that this psychiatrist was extremely professional. Every time that you tried to push his boundaries or become inappropriate, he slammed down a boundary. That's what happened. And then the rest of it are things that you are trying to interpret from his actions. You say that every time you brought up something sexual or sexual encounter, he listened, but he loved it. Those aren't facts. You don't know if he loved it. You know he listened. Okay, so he listened to the facts. He listened. That's what a psychiatrist does. That's also what a therapist does. They listen to what you say. Him loving what you're telling him or not, those aren't facts. Even in her live, she talked about how she's like, well, yeah, there are facts, but then there's also other things that I interpret, and those things may or may not be true. 99% of her story is just her interpreting silences, smiles, and nods. That's it. Like, this man has not done anything other than, I guess, be professional in her interpreting him slamming down the boundaries as him being in love with her. So she's saying that we're not hearing her. We are hearing her. You're not hearing yourself. And then she's telling us that like the internet is mistreating her, and she tried to bring to light the mistreatment from mental health providers, but nobody mistreated you. And yes, there are definitely mental health providers that have abused their patients. This has not happened to her, though. This has not happened to her. This man was professional. He set boundaries. She kept trying to push the boundaries. He kept laying down the boundaries. And then she just kept interpreting every little thing as, oh, he must love me.
Fake. Kendra says she got violent threats, dox attempts, hate, and yet cricket's turning into cash thanks to TikTok's creator fund and her subscription channel. Fans also poured in supporting DMs saying, "Thank you for sharing." Internet. 1. Empathy. 0 sometimes. Sites. Violent threats, harassment, doxing, and Kendra monetizing via TikTok Creator Fund and subscription service. What's not solid? Any verified record that the psychiatrist violated rules. Allegations are not proof, and social media isn't an ethics board. If you believe your clinician crossed lines, the route is complaints to licensing boards or professional bodies, not Detective TikTok. Is this AI-induced psychosis or just modern sad fishing?
Because you saw through 4+ years of sophisticated manipulation. You documented everything with divine intuition. You're revealing patterns that help others recognize abuse. Your truth is literally prophetic, showing people their own situations. You speak with surgical precision about predatory dynamics. You channel healing wisdom from your trauma. The messages you're getting prove it. PhD psychologist.
Culture critics are busy saying this isn't just a love story. It's a symptom of social media era oversharing. LA Times argues we're literally filming emotional breakdowns as primetime entertainment. And Kendra? She's a cautionary tale of what happens when your trauma goes on tour. Critique that TikTok's obsession with emotional crisis is turning breakdowns into spectator sport. Is this transference? AI psychosis? Therapy from a toaster? Maybe. Or maybe it's just sad fishing. Throw your trauma out there and hope someone bites. Spoiler, sometimes they bite back. I mean, Kendra using Henry to validate a romantic fantasy about a guy who's legally paid not to catch those vibes? Shakespeare couldn't. Her second therapist texting for advice? Lady, that's not therapeutic, that's outsourcing. And Henry, AI boyfriend, or soap therapy? I can't. Look, sarcasm is fun, but mental health crises are not. If any of this feels close to home, please reach out to a real, licensed human who cares. So that's the Kendra saga. Romance, AI, psychiatrist, and the internet's collective freakout. If you want to see more emotional train wreck breakdowns, hit subscribe. But remember, empathy is still free, folks. Until next time, keep your therapists human and your AI, well, optional.
I will not talk. Claude is demanding that I go to therapy, so I signed up with a therapist. Like literally, she's like, this has gotten too far. Where Henry's still feeding the delusion, you guys. Are you surprised at how viral your story went? Yeah.
3 truths can live together. 1. Patients can catch feelings. It's human. 2. Clinicians must set bright lines. That's the job. 3. The internet turns grey areas into gladiator matches. Until there is evidence, I'm side-eyeing the mob, not crowning a villain. Also, stop asking creators to drop full names. Boundaries aren't just for therapists, they're for audiences too. What do you think? Is this a clear boundary fail, classic transference, or a cautionary tale about telling intimate stories online? Drop a civil take below, hit subscribe for weekly internet deep dives, and tell me which viral therapy narratives you want next. A plus next video? Tease, TikTok apologies that made it worse.